morning, girls and guys out there. How y'all doing today on this beautiful, beautiful morning, y'all? I'm alone today. I'm working out by myself, but I just want to go over a couple of basic things that we've been talking about over the past weeks, past months for that matter, about forms, about balance, about breath, about chi, in fact, I want to start off with this, in case you didn't know who I am. I'm Instructor Terry Lee Ron. I've been doing this for about, goodness gracious, somewhere around 40 years. And I started out, let me give you a little clue where I've been. I started out doing some of this in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And started with a couple of great masters on that side, instructors on that side, and just grew. I attained my first black belt and went on from there. I have 4 different black belts. I'm a 7th degree black belt, but I've been doing it forever, y'all. I love what I do, but I love giving it back, and that's the art of anything you do. If you've got a gift, look, give it back. That's what it's all about. So let me start first. I'm always talking about this, the 3 B's, the 3 B's. So very importantly, breath is the first B. Now, you gotta figure that, right? Breath is the first B. That means that the breath that we breathe is so important. So important. And trust me, right now with all the stuff that's going on with COVID and this and that, it's extremely hard to breathe. It is. But I'm going to work with you today on a little bit about that and some forms and some other things I want to talk about. So the first B is breath, right? The second B is brain, because breath has to get into the body first, and then the brain has to kind of receive it and say, okay, what am I going to do with this breath, right? What do I do with this breath? And so that's the second B, brain. And the third B is body. Because once the brain tells the body what to do, it all happens. And then it kind of just repeats itself and becomes that muscle, brain, breath memory, right? And that's what we want to achieve here. We want to make sure that it's a natural thing that you're doing every day. So the first question I have for you out there is, how do you breathe? How do you breathe? Do you breathe like this? Right? And maybe just the head and the shoulders move? So what we need to do, we need to take it back a notch. And we need to say, let's start from the beginning. Let's breathe this way. Let's breathe with this. And I'm not talking about singers. I know how you guys breathe. I'm a singer. We breathe with the diaphragm and all that. Well, really and truly in martial arts, we're pushing it down below that. Below that. We want to think the soup bowl, right, or the chi bowl, which is this, where we sit. Okay, now, for anybody out there who's in the medical field or in acupuncture or acupressure, you're gonna know what I'm talking about when I say conception 1. Conception 1. That is the meridian that we sit on. And that's where I want you to take your breath. Now, the next question is, how do you get your breath there? Well, let's think about this now, okay? It's pretty obvious how things work in the body. It works because of what? Because of the brain. The brain will tell the body what to do. So now we're back to square one. Breath, brain, body. So when my breath comes in, my brain will tell the breath or the energy, because we want to consider that breath kind of the same thing. Breath, energy. And in Eastern world, they call this chi, right? Chi. In some different areas, they call it ki. Japan, right? It's breath, it's energy. And it's that core that we kind of sit on. That's what we call that, right? A lot of times when you're breathing in, we just think here. We think lungs, because you know that's what we see in the human body. We see lungs, and that's your breath, and the rest of the body just kind of works on its own. Well, no, not so true. Let's take it back a step. Let's think about this now, because with all the meridians, right, and let's get really specific with the blood flow, with the nerve patterns, with all the areas, they all have one really big thing in common, and that is the mind, the breath, the brain. The brain. When you feel pain, one of the main reasons you're feeling pain is because of the brain, right? I think if we kind of disconnected that, which they do most of the time when they give you medication, right? It kind of numbs that part, so it numbs the pain. But what if we just get disconnected that anytime we want it, right? Well, really and truly, you have the control to do things you want to do with your body, okay? So I want to start from scratch again. Let's start with the 3 B's, okay? And let's start with a basic approach to how to breathe, okay? So I'm basically here right now. What I'm going to do, my feet are shoulder width apart, right? And I know we've done this before, but we have to narrow it down again to let you understand how this works, okay? So my hands are basically on the side, relaxed. So the first step that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna relax my body. So you say, how do we relax the body, right? Real simple. You tell the body to relax, right? Tell me something. How many of y'all have ever been in an altercation or a situation where your blood's kind of running up high, right? And your emotions start to get a little hot tempered. What do? You normally do this, right? The breath starts to make that happen. And it tells the brain, okay, relax. And then you start to chill out a little bit. Well, that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna take that breath and we're gonna relax the body. So the first step, feet shoulder width apart, hands by your side. Do this with me, y'all. Hands by your side, right? And basically we're gonna breathe in. Now, when I breathe in, I'm not gonna move my hands yet. I wanna relax my body. So I'm gonna breathe in through the nose and I'm gonna breathe out through the mouth. But at the same time, it's the in-between part that I'm interested in. The in and the out is one thing, but the in, what happens with the breath as you do that, right? So the breath comes in, so I am trying to bring that breath down as far as I can. It goes all the way down to what we call the chi bowl right here, right? And then I breathe out, right? What I'm trying to do is relax the body. So if you need to, one of the best ways to relax the body is tell the body, right? Mentally say, internally say, outside, so whichever way you prefer. If you're by yourself, you can speak out loud. But if you're with somebody, either way, tell the body. Start with the top of the head. Tell the shoulders to relax. Tell the arms to relax. Tell the hips to relax. The chest, the upper torso, the legs, down to the feet. So as long as you have everything relaxed, right, and your body's relaxed, then you can start prepping a little bit better for this next exercise, right? And your body's relaxed. Because I always talk about this, but and one of Bruce Lee's favorite sayings here was, where the mind goes, the energy travels, right? Where the mind goes, the energy travels. So if your mind is going someplace, right, it kind of throws you off. That's why we're trying to relax the body. Now, one of the things I always talk about too, I want to mention this before we get started on this exercise, is invisible Tai Chi glasses. I should patent this, but I haven't yet. But invisible Tai Chi glasses. And what do I mean by that? So basically, while you're doing these exercises, you have these invisible Tai Chi glasses on. You're on the inside doing the exercises, right? And sound and things and noise is on the outside of the glasses. Now, the reason why I do this is because it gives us a better understanding of how to separate what's going on. Because a lot of people who meditate, they want to focus on a candle and everything else is still going on and not really sure how to dismiss that. So one of the ways that we do this is to have that wall, so to speak, where you can even hear your breath. You can feel your breath as you're doing it. So back to stage one. Now we're here, our feet are apart, the hands are on the side, right? And we're going to start to breathe. Now, I'm not going to move the hands just yet because I want you to understand how this is working. So again, the breath comes in, you breathe in, we're going to start to sink that breath as far down as we can, and then we're going to breathe out. And when we breathe out, right, we start the pattern again. So the pattern is kind of like a yin-yang circle as we breathe. Very relaxed, very soft, nothing harsh, right? So let me add a couple of things to this. Now we're going to add the hand motions or the body motions. Okay, now this is considered in a lot of systems Tai Chi or Qi Kung. If you're doing Tai Chi, the body kind of moves and you have a lot of this going on. When you're doing Qi Kung, most of the time the body stays still. It's kind of in one position, right? For this exercise, we're going to just move the arms and the hands and maybe a little bit of the upper body. Okay, so watch how this is going to work. So the first thing I do, my hands on the side, I've relaxed my body, okay, and then I'm going to start to take the breath in. So my hands or my palms start to come up. And remember now, I'm breathing in, I'm still breathing in, and then my palms and my wrists start to go outward, this way, right? And then it comes straight up, and then somewhere around this level, we're going to start to bring the palms down. And then it's going to start it again. Okay, now let me explain what this is. So breath comes in, right? Now here comes the brain. Brain opens up, right? So we can kind of attach our brains and everything together. Then the body. We're going to take that chi and we're going to pack it down to what we call the chi bowl, right? Or the dantian, and for some of you know that is, right? Or conception 1. And then we start the process again. So breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Now watch. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Now you notice I'm saying that 4 times. If you can work it up to having 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, that's a good breath pattern. And your body starts to understand and relate what's going on. And then a muscle memory happens too. Your body's going to start to adjust and say, okay, I think I'm doing this next, right? It's going to do it automatically. So you won't have to count. You won't have to think about it too much, right? Let's go back to it again. So again, do it with me. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Now do it slow. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So basically my hands come up, first thing, right? And then my palms and my wrists go outward. That is the brain, right? Opening the brain. And then it comes straight up. Now don't worry about going so high, okay? This level right here is good. And just bring the palms down nice and easy. Sometimes we call that the sunshine posture, right? Now, let me tell you what this is going to really help. This is going to help you first relax the body, but there is a method of Tai Chi and Qigong that we consider the healing aspect. So when you get to a point of your body so relaxed and you're really, you know, you hear people talking about center and being relaxed and really being rooted. That's what the rooted is all about. When you're rooted, I feel like my feet are connected, right? I feel like tree trunks going on, you know, all these roots and everything. You're rooted, right? And what that basically means is my body is balanced. What's balanced? The 3 B's, breath, brain, body. We're balanced, okay? In the Eastern world, we call that balance because all the meridians and channels are balanced, okay? So it's very, very important to have that balance in the body. So what does that do for you, right? Well, the final step, of course, and trust me, there's a lot of years into this that you're going to do this, but the final step, of course, is to understand that you can heal the body internally. So if I know that I've got those 3 B's aligned and I'm rooted, I can take that chi, right? When we're doing our forms and postures, I can take that chi, I can put one hand here, and I can start to heal internally, right? So how do you do that? Well, it takes a few more lessons to make that happen. I don't want to get too deep into it today, but the lesson for today is to work on the 3 B's. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe out. Practice that at least 15 minutes in the morning and maybe 15 minutes at night. That'll get your breath going, okay? Next week, I'm going to have Mr. Don Weber back with me, and plus a few new students that we've got on the way here. But today is really important. I just wanted to talk about the 3 B's and get that understood. It's very important to understand how your breath is working during all these times of the pandemic. And it's tough. It really is a tough time right now. And like always, guys and girls out there, I'm keep those prayers going for you, and hopefully always look up. I'm always saying that in my music shows that I do. Look up, look up. Life is good, look up, okay? Thank y'all all so much. Hope to see you next week.